One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. It's going down. It's the bad truth in the building. Salute. We definitely in the building. What's happening? What is happening? Man, listen to me. Um, I don't understand Detroit. I don't know how many people just got done watching that game, but man, listen to me and listen to me good. Detroit, y'all jacked. That last little play that y'all had where y'all went for it on the fourth down, if you kick a field goal and you get that other touchdown, we got a tie ball game like right now. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't know what used to work work during the season, but it didn't work today. Y'all give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Sheesh. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. We ain't doing nothing without that. Turn up for Christ or burn up for life. And you can bet on that. Man, what's happening with everybody? Yeah, Detroit. I really wanted to see y'all make some moves. You know what I mean? It's been a long time, and Jared Goff, Matt Stafford went over to LA. He won a championship. Jared Goff, you go over to Detroit in this trade. Y'all had a chance to do something special. That was going to be a good game between him and Mahomes. And I can't say that Kansas is just going to run over San Francisco. They ain't no punks. But I don't know. Right now, it's looking like my homeboy might go back to back. And I'm with that. What's happening with everybody? A few people on deck, man. Um, Shout out to everybody who showed us love this weekend. This weekend was special. Um, I titled it "The Definition of Winning," and I'm gonna break it all down here in a minute and give you a clue of what I was talking about. And it has absolutely nothing to do with being braggadocious or feeling like, like somehow we have just made it. But man, it feels good. And so I'm gonna tell you about that. But right now my heart is broke. And so I just want to say my prayers go out to the Bateman family, man. And I'm not gonna speak on the situation because I don't know. I just came in town. I just heard some bad news, and it messed my stomach up, man. And so that right there, this one right here hurts. It hurts bad too. And so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Y'all damn near like our family. And so man, we love y'all. We praying for y'all, man. Y'all definitely in our prayers, man. To the Bateman family. Keep the Bateman family in prayers. All right. So listen, this weekend was special, right? Many people that's been following the podcast, they remember like when I first came home, I was telling y'all about this lady, Dr. Marielle Cohen, that she used to come into prisons and she used to do like some work. And she came up with, well, I ain't gonna say she created this idea, but she seen it from somewhere else and about a prison being formed in choir. I mean, a choir being formed in prison. My fault. So listen, this is what she was doing. This is her theory. You know what I mean? She's got a degree. She's got a doctorate in music, and so she's the doc. She's the professor over the music program at the University of Iowa City, right? So she was coming into Oakdale, which is the classification center for Iowa. Anybody that go to prison in Iowa, you got to stop at the IMCC. You dig what I'm saying? And we call it Oakdale. And so she came in there. She formed a choir. So what she was doing is she was taking like maybe like started with 20 to maybe like 30 outside people that she knew from her community, maybe from the college. And then they would come in and then they would pair up with like about 40 inmates, create this choir. We go through like songwriters workshops and stuff like that. Then we pick out some songs that, we might want to do. But people were like writing songs in choir form and like giving it a shot. And so all of this time while we taking these writers workshop classes and stuff like that, we doing it as something to do in prison. You know what I mean? But then these people started becoming like our family. Now let me back up. First, it started with women coming into the prison. We getting to hang out with some beautiful ladies. But then once we understood that these ladies was coming in here to help us, you cut out the little, you know what I mean, the mannish thoughts and stuff like that of being a man. You know what I mean? Like boom. let's go over here and practice the choir so we can look at these beautiful ladies, check out these ladies that's sitting next to us, and stuff like that. And so they didn't give up on us, man. They started coming into prison. And then as they started coming in like week after week, um, they really got cool. You know what I mean? And some of them, some it was guys too that was coming in there too, and they was respecting us, man. They was showing us like a lot of love, and like, to make a long story short, each year the choir just kept on getting bigger and bigger. And this dude named Daniel Colin, um, his mom Amy Colin, she was inside the choir. Now this dude right here, he used to direct or like create a lot of your true crime stories. So he was, behind the scenes doing like a lot of those little series um on criminals, and what I mean, trying to highlight like horrendous crimes that people was doing, right? Okay, so now when he find out his OG is going into the prisons, and what I mean, she's singing with these inmates. He's like, first he like scared for her life, but then like he like, okay, I want to join this choir, so I want to see what's going on in here. So he jumps into the choir, and by this time I had already transferred over to Anamosa. And so he jumps in the choir, and now he's like, he got this idea. He was like, we need to do a documentary, or either let's start filming some of this stuff and start getting footage of just coming inside this prison and singing with these guys. So now all of a sudden, he didn't came into prisons, and now he didn't got hooked. These dudes is cool, and it's a true statement though. You get inside the joint, and you see some of them guys that might have like made some mistakes or something like that, and some people done did some low down stuff. You got some guys that's in there that's murderers. You know what I mean? My man Blackwell, in fact, Blackwell just allegedly, let me put it like that. That's my guy. Like, we tag team and Bible study together. But my man, um, he beat his wife with a bat, and then went in a room and beat her mom with a bat, killed them both. Just snapped out like one night. And so he's got a double life sentence, and he's back at Anamosa. But in this documentary, this man wrote a song, him and this lady, and that's the song that ends out the documentary. And so I'm saying all of that to say this, that in life, man, you might not have did nothing horrendous like killed, what I mean, your wife, and went in the room and killed her mom, or something like that. You might not have did that. You might not have did some of the stuff that these cats was in prison for, but everybody then did something. You know what I mean? Everybody got some type of, what I mean, funk in them, and it's a blessing when somebody else can look over that funk and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot. You know what I mean? And it ain't got to be no big shot, like no job, no nothing like that. Sometimes it's just to sit down and be cool with you and show you some love. You know what I mean? You could never know how that might influence somebody and change their life. So many people get into this, I'm gonna say, element, or get into the zone where you rather point fingers. You know what I mean? Oh man, did you hear what he did? Or I heard such and such did that. What's up, little cousin? How you feeling? Just chilling. And so you'll get into a habit of pointing your fingers and pointing out what you heard somebody did, or what you think somebody might have did. Because a lot of times y'all really don't know. You know what I mean? You might read the newspaper, or you might hear, but it ain't always the truth. And then you'll automatically condemn this person, and you'll write them off, and man, and you'll leave these people for dead. You dig what I'm saying? And so what'll happen is, when you take somebody and you feed into their life, and let's say if you the person that might be, you take out a chance and you feed into this person's life, and you get this person another shot. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be a job, maybe it's a conversation, maybe you just stop and motivate this person. Ain't no telling who that person is meant to be, but he might have fell off track. You dig what I'm saying? And but at the end of the day, it seems like this happens every time. Every time I'm live, it's just like people are, you know what I mean, texting me. Okay, so listen, you never know what you might be doing to build this person up, right? So now let's make a long story short. This lady, Dr. Marielle Cohen, she comes into the prison. She brings these people in here. So now you got these people coming in here, sitting with these inmates, and they writing songs and they practicing songs. And now dude then jumped on board. And so now they got a cool warden, and he's letting him film. He's taking footages and film, and he's saving his camera work, and he's doing his stuff. And so when Fast forward to when I get out the joint, I got out in like 21. Mary hit me. She was just like, dude want to know, what's up, cousin? She says, he wants to know, can he come and film you? You know what I mean? He heard about, the songs that you was writing for the choir. Matter of fact, on the t-shirts, it's got Oakdale Community Choir on the front. Then on the back, it's got a song called Love Lives On. And when she was saying that in the coffee shop over the little tape that I showed y'all this weekend, that's basically what she was speaking about. The song "Love Lives On," I wrote that, and we sung it in the choir, and then it winded up being the theme of the T-shirts. So now this dude wants to meet me because he's like, okay, we heard about him, but he's no longer here. He moved on. So I'm telling you, uh, I was on room restriction at 605 Main. I wasn't even supposed to go nowhere. True story. And they heard about dude doing this and that. The director of 605 Main was like, man, we're going to give you a 4 hour block to go out to go do what you got to do and then come on back. So they came over to the crib, man. I'm talking about, man, they laid it out for my mom. They brought my mom flowers, cakes, all kind of like little food and stuff like that. He came in with his camera and, he taped me. And so then he was just like, when you get ready to get out of 605 Main, he was like, can you let me know in advance? And he's like, I want to tape you coming out and then get a little piece of your story. And I was like, bet. I'm like, you know what? What I got to lose? You dig what I'm saying? Like, you want to film me? Come on. We're going to chop it up. So it is what it is. And so we never heard what happened about the film. You know what I mean? Mary's on the sideline was like, he edited. He would call me. He was like, he would text me and say little stuff like, do you want me to send you something to show you what I did? He was like, so you can approve of it. I'm like, well, man, if you're a director and you do what you do, you do what you do. Okay. So now he's got this documentary short done. It's like a 30-40 minute documentary, right? And he's entering it into like film festivals, like the Sundance Film Festivals. They got them all over the United States, all over the world, really, where filmmakers and stuff like that, they take their projects and they show them at a film festival, and then they try to look for sponsors to throw them like on Netflix or Hulu. They're looking for somebody to pick them up. HBO, Cinemax, people is in there checking out the films because they want to see what's happening. Is this the next young director coming up? And so the film festival lasts for like about a week. And so you got like about 8 days where they just showing films, animation, science fiction, sci-fi, thrillers, actions, and documentaries and everything. It's like short narratives and stuff like that. We seen a lot of dope little movies while we was in there, and there was a lot of people in and out. You know what I mean? I'm talking about um, directors and producers from like Japan. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell y'all a real true story in a minute. So my man enters into the Bayou Film Festival. He gets sick. He can't come. You know what I mean? He's going through like some type of therapy, lip noise or something like that. I'm not all into detail, but he's feeling a lot better. He can't make it. She calls me and my man Bailey. He's also in the documentary. Me and him was locked up, and she was just like, "Do y'all want to go?" I'm like, "Are you crazy? Like, I'm definitely going. Like, I'm with this." And so these people, man, they put it they man they rolled out the red carpet for us, man. They put us on a plane, round trip ticket. We had hotel rooms. We did not buy no food while we was there. I'm talking about even when I was in that restaurant showing y'all that food. Some dude that was at the film festival, man, he walked us around the corner. Was like, y'all had some Louisiana food, some Southern Cajun food. He was like, I'm about to take you to a restaurant that's only like 5 minutes away. And he was like, I'm feeding everybody. And I'm talking about he did that. And we went there, and that's where I was at. Where Buddy was in there loading up that plate. And so, I mean, we was there, man, and they treated us like we was like stars or something. You know what I mean? Like when we was inside the theater, people was sneaking inside the back door. Like, okay, the Inside Singers documentary, they heard about it and they wanted to watch it. And so, true story, man. We in here, our documentary is last. So the documentary shorts they start at 9 o'clock, and so we the last one on the documentary shorts, right? They got some dope documentaries. They got one on this dude, man, from Holly Springs, Mississippi, talking about his record store. Like now he's a landmark, you know what I mean? And you know, about what he did. They had one on Brooklyn, New York, talking about Bed-Stuy, how Bed-Stuy came into being and the families and the culture of Bed-Stuy. So, you got some good black like documentaries that's in there. Then they got some different documentaries. They got some documentaries about Alaska. Some of them is got like you know how you they got captions where they speaking in different languages. So you know what I'm saying? It's people that's pitching documentaries all over the place, right? And so it's just like, man. So then we get to our documentary, you know what I mean? And then they show our stuff, I'm gonna show you a little bit of it, but it's like you ain't gonna be able to hear it like really good because we have the real documentary. We was just in there, so it's like me in there like taping it. What's up, cousin? I see you, family. And so it's like me inside the like sitting inside a theater, but you yourself on the big screen. You know what I mean? And I can't put that into words right now. You dig what I'm saying? And so it ain't like we got paid. We didn't get no check for this, but it's just like, you know what? They invited him. So listen, in the Bayou Film Festival, they take 750 entries. Only 157 makes it into this week block where you can get your stuff shown. You dig what I'm saying? So let me show y'all this little commercial really quick of just like some stuff, like some pics of some people. Man, I met so many people, it was crazy, bro. Listen to me when I tell you this. Hold on, let me show y'all something real quick.
Mashallah. Hey, hold up, I ain't with that. Never try to get his leg back. Pull up, spin back. Pull up, spin back. Mashallah, pas comme les autres, mashallah. Tu penses à moi, c'est très bien. C'est dans la commence alors.
And guess what? Mary's right now, she's hitting me. She's sending me like the questions and answers that they did on us on the documentary. And so that right there was just a picture. And I didn't even get everybody on there. Listen, I met some people from like Texas. uh they had like documentaries and stuff like that. One of the little ladies that I had my arms around, that I was hugging her, uh she had some really big stuff, man, like The Fugitive. She worked on like films like that, like The Fugitive. There was a film that was in there with dude that played Candyman, the black dude. He was in that film. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like some big time people that was in the film festival that done worked with like some really like big stars, like The Fugitive, The Clear and Present Danger, or whatever. Some of these films that she was on, you know what I mean? She is a big deal. That little lady with the gray hair that I had my arms around, and I might post a picture on my page. But she done work with some people. And then the lady who puts the film festival together, she's also an attorney for like inmates that's on death row in Angola. And so, you know, while you walking around in there, so many different people is in and out, like young kids, like young, like Asian kids that's filming, doing little stuff like that. They got some films that they dropping. They whole crews is in there and they doing their little thing. And then so we met, listen, so they got two cinemas, right? This one that we at, and then they got this other one that's at like a movies cinema where they're showing like, you know, like some bigger type films and stuff like that. And some people standing in the lobby, and they like, does anybody want to go over here to this other cinema to check out this French movie? You know what I mean? That they about to start showing like right around like 9 o'clock or something. So we standing there, and so the lady Mary, Dr. Mary L. Cohen, I can't explain her because she's different. She introduced us to everybody, and the first thing she was like, hey, I'm Mary, this is Arnold, this is Ken, and we did this documentary. And then she goes into it and she break it down. Before you know it, you shaking somebody else's hand and you giving them hugs. So it's just like she talks to everybody. Man, I can't make this up. Before you know it, we was in a car with some strangers, and we did not know these people from nothing. The man was from Portuguese. He don't speak no English. The lady is from Rio, Brazil, by the way of Miami, Florida, right? And so this dude over here talking, and I'm talking about he looked like a film producer. He got on a turtleneck with the scarf, gray hair. And so Mary trying to tell him about the documentary, the lady up here trying to translate it for him. I guess she's his translator. And it's just like, how did we get in the car with these people? You dig what I'm saying? I'm like, who are they? But man, we rolled with them. We went to the film. We watched the film. They brung us back. I'm talking about they gave us hugs, we transferred information, and dude is a big deal. Like one of the pictures on there, he's got this whole film coming out called African Reasons, and he's doing a film on the racism in Africa, and big deals about like war and different issues that's going on in Africa. And I'm talking about inside the film festival, he's got the big posters up. Like, so his film took him about 4 years and it cost him money. He ain't like, what I'm saying. And so uh we was rubbing shoulders with some people that's really in this game and that's really probably putting some money into some really big films and stuff like that. And I got some contacts, man. I got some numbers. You know me. I ain't finna be in here for no nothing. You dig what I'm saying? Bear truth in the building. It's like, and we here. They loved us. They welcomed us. And so I'm gonna show you a little bit of the documentary. You dig what I'm saying? And so if you can't hear it, you dig what I'm saying? As soon as we catch up and we can get the link to show the documentary, I'm gonna show you the full thing. So I had to keep editing it and breaking it down just so I can fit it on this thing so y'all can be able to see it. You know what I mean? And it's just, bro, I, it's like this right here. 2 years ago, man, I was doing laps around a prison. You know what I mean? 2 years ago, I was behind a barbed wire fence, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking about with the guys on the yard, talking about what we gonna do when we touch down. You know what I mean? And I'm saying some of the people that's been rocking with the Bare Truth since what I mean, since I touched down. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't stopped. I ain't, man. Listen, I ain't gave it like one break. You know what I mean? All gas, no breaks. You dig what I'm saying? And it ain't been the easiest, and it ain't all been super super. They ain't really, what I mean, nothing like that. But they little bitty little things to just to testify to how good God is. You dig what I'm saying? Let me put it like that, because some of the stuff that I'm seeing him do, I'm only sharing it with y'all because I'm telling y'all, man, God is so good. If you mess with him, if you pray, if you put your faith in him, if you trust that he put you on this planet for a reason, I'm telling you, man, he gonna show up and do some stuff for you, and he'll blow your mind. And so we don't get the glory for this one. I'm giving the glory to him, but I want y'all to check this one out. And then we're gonna talk about the definition of winning. I'm running a little bit late, so we're gonna do this. And thank y'all for sharing. And then I'm gonna chop it up with y'all for a minute, then we're gonna get out of here. You are inmate, you got a number. How much time are you here to do? You need somebody else to just look at us, man, and make us feel like we're human. Bring it back out of you, because you can get lost in there. The choir is a whole different animal. It gave people a chance to see some of the labels that was put on us. So much more than his number on my ID. So much more than his name that you call me. Just so much of what y'all said about me in prison, the choir would make you feel like you was more than that. The purpose of us is to come and get some songs together and put together this concert. Life is still going, you know what I mean? Out here, people are still living. And in there, sometimes it feels like life stops. Kind of feels like a rat and like a training course or something. It was a constant routine, and like every day it's the same thing. Everybody wears the same clothes. You know exactly what time you're gonna eat. You know what time you're gonna lay down. You know what time you gotta get up and go to work. For that moment of being in there with the volunteers and doing something different, from there it was like a split in time. And you don't have an officer looking over your shoulder or talking to you. And just for that time, that hour and a half or that 2 hours, you in there with them, and you're having a conversation with normal people with normal clothes. It hasn't sunk in because I just been released like about an hour ago. End of the month of March of 2007, I got arrested and I never came home. I am with this number on my ID. I am. Then your excuse not to like me. I am. Then discharged of my conviction. I am. Then all your negative predictions. I am. Then just a human, you dog. You see me, I'll be your child of God. That's why the choir singing. And I am so much. Just try to stay focused and make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Make sure I don't get any more violations so I can get a little bit more freedom.
In the next 15 years, man, I want to motivate and inspire and encourage any and everybody I come in contact with.
Man, it was really dope, like in person. You dig what I'm saying? Because it was like a little bit more. Then you get a chance to see like everybody else's story, and then it builds into, you know what I mean, what she's doing. Because I had her in there. I had so much of her. You have to see her in action. You know what I mean? You got to see her in action, messing with the choir and all her little routines to warm your voice up and stuff like that. And so, but every time I try to put everything in there, like this brother named Albert Winfrey, man, I got him. I might even do a short take and just put him to the side. If anybody is from Des Moines, Iowa, and you know any of the Winfrey family, let them know that this documentary is out and Albert Winfrey is in this documentary, man. And I'm talking about it's really dope that he did his thing. Okay, she cause okay, right on, cuz. Thank you. She said, teach professor. Right on, Shannon. But listen, so I mean Rachel, listen, so you in there and then like we do our little documentary and stuff like that, and so the film festival is still going on like all day today. They showing like films, and then Monday, you know, they pass out awards on like who win and stuff like that. And so as we was watching the little documentary, we went and we got something to eat. You know, I found a few little places to buy like some shoes and some stuff like that. Then they had like a party like later on that night where they had like jambalaya, they had like people playing like Cajun music, and then some of the filmmakers, all of them just come together, and then that's when we started like doing like a lot of contacts, and we got a chance to take pictures and stuff like that. And so it's two events going on two different sides of the town, so some of the people would spread it out over there, but it was dope. You know what I'm saying? And then the director of the film, she came to the professor, Dr. Mary Cohen, and gave her the award. Dude won first place. So our documentary won first place for documentary short take. You know what I mean? And so just meaning that it was the one that they felt like influenced and inspired people the most. So by him winning the document, winning like first place, I'm hoping that somebody else caught fire, because everybody that we talked to, they was like, okay, you guys was the Inside Singers. Somebody either seen it or they wanted to see it or they wanted to get her link and they wanted to get on it, because they was getting like emotional that the program is canceled now, that you can no longer, Dr. Marielle Cohen, she can't go into prisons no more and do the prison choir with the inmates no more. Dutch and another dude down in Anamosa, they wound up killing a nurse and killing the officer. You know what I mean? Hit him in the head with some hammers and stuff, and I was still locked up when this happened, and they kind of shut all the prisons down. So the program that she was doing, going in there with the outside singers, with the inside singers, and then forming this choir, they can't do it no more. And so these like Rachel, I think that's her name. She was emotional because you know she worked for like inmates that's on death row. She fight for them like right now. And so she like you know, she almost broke down in tears. So that's the lady that's doing the questions and answers at the end of the thing and stuff like that. So all of these people wanted to know like how was it? What was it like? And to tell you the truth, they really, you know, they inspired with our life. But I gotta tell you this though, man, being in there with them people, knowing that my sister be doing like stand up comedy, man, and she writes scripts and she done did her little thing in there, man. It just only thing it do is just man make you just feel like okay, you know what? If I'm surrounded by people that's doing great things, I want to do great things. So when I say the definition of winning is like, man, putting yourself in a position to give it your best, to give it because you never know what the outcome and the results is going to be. But how can you get the outcome and the results if you ain't in the race? You can't win the race if you ain't running. If you sitting on the porch, you can't win the race if you ain't physically fit. So if you in life and you ain't just giving life, if you ain't taking care of your health, if you ain't taking care of your mental health, if you ain't protecting your peace, you dig what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be fit to try to, you know what I mean, to do nothing. And another thing, and this is just me, I'm not gonna put my opinion on my belief on nobody else. But boy, if you ain't got no relationship with God, I don't see how it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I don't see how it's gonna happen. I'm telling you, like right now, I've been thanking him all this weekend. Just like just when I wake up, like if I doze off and I wake up and I looked in the hotel room, I just, man, thank you, Lord. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just felt good, man. It just felt good to be like, man, 2 years ago, look where I was at. You know what I mean? And look at what people will point their finger and say about you, and look at what they'll do and how they'll treat you and how they will shit on your name. You dig what I'm saying? They'll shit on your name and they'll talk so bad about you, man. But look at me. You dig what I'm saying? What we talking about after this weekend? What we saying? And like I said, I ain't made it, but I'm telling you, I'm definitely minding my business and I'm doing my own thing, and it feel good. I'm telling you, it feel good. This weekend, man. Man, listen, if that ain't the best way to start a brand new year off, 2024, and I'm taking the 24 for Mama season, man. Rest in peace to Kobe, man. But I'm telling you, man, that being down there with them people and having them people treat you like you are respect, like the dude. Let me try to figure out his name. This dude about to open up for KRS-One on Wednesday, and so him. And matter of fact, he's got an episode in Breaking Bad, and so him and his buddy they just did some stuff. They in Texas, man, and so it's like we sitting up there. So soon as he get to doing this and that, man, they even pull me over there, man. They done start hugging on me and everything, man. Uh, where does his name? I can't. His name don't even really matter. Rick Ortega. Rick Ortega. Watch out for him because he's about to be on something. Him and his little buddy, they about to be on something, and he couldn't even give me all the beans. But it's dang man, I should have wrote some of this down. But somebody's got a series that's out, and the director of that, J.J. Abrams or something like that, that's the producer of it, and it's in the works for like HBO. He's finna do some stuff with him. He's got some stuff going on with him, and he's like, man, let's stay in touch, man. You do music, you dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna send you some beats. I'm like, I'm gonna send you some songs, and I'm talking about. It just felt good to be in these people because you know what it always boiled down to: people that know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You dig what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to hold on to these connects. I'm talking about. I'm finna get with my sister. I'm finna ask her like, how can we write a script? Because the lady Bonnie, the one I was telling you about, that did the she worked with the production team of Fugitive. She's got a couple of more Walking with a Vampire or something like that, Conversation with a Vampire. She's got like about 4 films up under her belt that was like motion pictures. You dig what I'm saying? And so this is a little short lady that I'm putting my arms around her. And so I'm gonna post a picture of, but this is Bonnie. And so like all day long they hanging out with us. They giving us hugs every time we leave. Did you get something to eat? Come on over here, get you some jambalaya. Just treating us like, man, like we was something, man. It's like these people, man, they do big things. And it's like, you know what? I want to do big things too. I'm fin to. Like, man, we finna get out here. Like, and so I told my man, I told him, I said, man, because a lot of my stuff from the documentary got cut because we wanted to give the choir its flowers and give Mary her flowers. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Dan, that's the man who took his vision and he did the documentary, and man, we love him, man, and it was just a blessing to represent him because he wasn't able to be there. So just to be able to be there with him and represent him, and then have him highlight her, because like I said when I was doing that question and answers, man, like I'll follow that lady anywhere. Every time that lady give me a call, it's about something. Every man, even we was on this whole trip, every time we went somewhere, this lady went in her purse and pulled out her credit card. You dig what I'm saying? And she got people that's funding her to make sure that we straight, that our hotel rooms is there. You dig what I'm saying? That we make sure that we eat. If I put my bags on the checkout counter and they charging me, you know what I mean? It's like you can't make this up, bro. And I'm telling you, this is only something that God can do. You dig what I'm saying? Me in my right state of mind, I wouldn't have did it. You know what I mean? I'm saying I got the talent, and I know that he created me with the gifts and stuff like that. But to place people in your life that's doing things like that, let that be a little bit of a gem to you too. Always try to respect people that you cross paths with. You know what I mean? You never know what they crossing your paths for and why God is placing them in your life. You dig what I'm saying? Now, and if you got a good uh mind of discernment and you see that they on negativity and they on bad energy, don't kill my vibe. Get them away from around you. Oh, there go Mary. She's on deck right now. She was like, "Love you, or no love." But listen, though, for real, Mary, I can't make this up, and I definitely can't say it enough. Um, Sometimes people say like little things like, man, you came into contact with like an angel. You know what I mean? And sometimes it says, be careful who you entertain because you might be entertaining an angel. Well, if Mary is an angel from up there, then she done been around for like a long time. She's, sometimes angels come and then they disappear. But I will say this about her. and I'm telling this, I always tell the bare truth. I've been bragging on you for like years, so people they really feel like they know you, but now they like seeing you, and then they seeing the pictures and stuff like that, and they seeing what really happened. But Mary, it's such a blessing to have somebody like you in your corner. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to do what you do, but for some odd reason, it's just like, you know what I mean. Uh, Coming from where I come from and what happened and everything that you go through, it's just like I feel like God placed an angel in my life. Like, man, it's like I don't know how this happened or how we did what we did, but it just seemed like every time you do something, it's always love, it's always positive, and it's always to better ourselves. But not only that, but it's also to make somebody else's day brighter. You know what I mean? And so it seemed like we getting a chance to do a little bit of everything. It's like we showing love and then we also giving love back. You know what I mean? And so that was one of the good things back to like shake these people hands and give them hugs and just as much credit and props as they gave us, we wanted to give them that energy back and stuff like that. Like we listened to my man even though he just kept on cussing and cussing and saying excuse me for my language, but we still sit there. And I got to tell you, Mary introduced us to everybody on the planet, from everybody in the airport at Baton Rouge to everybody in the airport in Atlanta, everybody on the plane. We sign an autograph. Listen, the flight attendant is coming over talking to us. Hey, I'm Mary. This is Arnold, and this is Ken. We just left from the Bayou Film Festival, and we did this. So by the time she get there talking to the flight attendant, she done gave this lady a piece of paper to get this code so she could tap in tomorrow and check out the film. All right. The lady asking us for our autograph. So I'm sitting over here trying to watch I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to watch Baltimore and the Chiefs. And Mary passes me a piece of paper saying, hey, she wants us to sign it. She wants your autograph. And the lady taking the piece of paper and she was like, yay, I am so happy for y'all. Listen, so on our way down there, by the time we get done talking to this flight attendant looking at me, telling me, you know something, I am so proud of you. I think you're gonna do big things because man, everybody is listening to Mary. She introducing us, and she's always patting us on our back, and it's like, you know, I am so grateful. You know what I mean, Mary. Man, and the highlight of it all is when I pulled back up at the house today. You know, we gave each other a hug and we said, "I love you," but we've been through the roughest. I'm gonna tell this story since you're on deck, Mary, and I've told it before. You might not have watched it though. The very first time that I walked into the room, they was doing a songwriters workshop, and there was another young lady that was inside there. What's up, Auntie? Happy birthday! Happy birthday to my Auntie Marianne. I love you too, Auntie. God bless you. I'm glad that you here, and I'm glad that you here that you can see it because man, your morals and values and my mama morals and values and my grandmama morals and values come out. You dig what I'm saying? When people like Mary take me someplace and put me in front of the people, I know how to act because of y'all. So I'm grateful for you too because that's y'all raising me. You know what I mean? So that respectful stuff that I get Mary, that's my Auntie Marianne. It's her birthday. I love you, Auntie. And that's her, my mom and my grandmother and them. They didn't raise no clown. So, I knew how to handle myself up there, Auntie, when I got in front of them people. And plus, I stay fresh. Got that from JD and TT. So you know what it is. Yeah. So we went up there, we represented. But listen, I gotta tell y'all this story real quick about Mary is here. Because this is how she got me one time, and I knew that she was like super real and super authentic. Um, we came to the songwriters workshop. A guy had invited me down there, and so when you get in this room, there's these two ladies. There's Mary and another lady that's inside the room, and they passing out paper they for us to like write songs, and we coming up with like themes and stuff. And I'm thinking this is weird because we in prison and we inmates, and there's no CO around, and we in this room with these ladies. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know how good this is gonna go, but I'm nervous. I'm like, yeah, man, I don't think we're supposed to be here. Like, this ain't gonna last too long. Well, any which way it goes, these are ladies. And so, as they bend over and stuff like that, it's natural for a man eyes to kind of like follow their butt and stuff like that. Well, the one girl, she was in there and she had on some sweats and she was bending over. And I just was looking at her, you know what I mean? She was very beautiful. And but as a man, I was just looking at her. And I remember looking at her, and then when I looked up, Mary was looking at me face to face. and she gave me like this biggest smile, and she looked at me and she made eye contact with me. Now, she didn't give me the smile as if she was condoning what I was doing, but she gave me the smile as if to say, listen, we here to help you. Like, we gonna be here for a while. It's gonna be okay. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we trust you. We trust you to be a man and to be respectful. And I'm telling you, from that moment right then and there, as well as some of the other guys that came down there, that's how we took it. It's like, okay, they women, they coming inside of prison. We've been locked up for like years. Like, we could be on some thirst ball, try to holler at them, pass notes, or just be goofy and flirtatious, like some people out of their right mind wouldn't do. But when they kept on coming in and showing us love and treating us like we was human, you changed your habits and you changed your mind and you got right into the program. Like, okay, we here, we on a mission. We here to write songs. You dig what I'm saying? They ain't coming in here to be with us. They ain't coming in here flirting with us. They ain't coming in here on that. You know, this lady is happily married. This lady is happily married now. But at the end of the day, they personal life has nothing to do with why they coming in here. They coming in here because she's trying to help you do something, get you a chance to get away from the, prison is rough. You know what I mean? That whole mentality, being in that box day to day, it's like a rat in a maze, man. But like the if you when y'all see the one guy, Bill, he says something about it. And I told them a little bit about it too when I was doing the Q&A. When we practice on Thursdays, we kind of cheated the DOC out of 2 hours of time. Because for that 2 hours of time, we had some normal people that came into prison and sat with us, who had on normal clothes, who talked to us like we was human beings, not an officer in a brown suit, like, go to your cell. Hey, be quiet. Y'all shut up or we're going to shut that table down. Come here. Where you going? You dig what I'm saying? And so, sometimes, look, there go Rick Ortega right there. My brother, I just heard you had one. Look, hey, Mary, listen to Rick right now. He texted me. He says, my brother, I just heard you won, right? Congratulations. BTW. I don't know what that means. I always believe, listen to what he said. I always believe we cross paths and meet people for a reason. Congratulations. Raquel O just said congratulations for the award. So now everybody is finding out that we took first place. Shout out to Raquel and my man and them. They just text me and said congratulations because we took first place. Now back to the story. All right. So when they started coming in, they became our family. You know what I mean? And so it was just like, I can't make this up. Like, for like 2 hours out of the day on Tuesdays, man, when we go in these rooms right here, you was on your best behavior because these is your peoples now. You know what I mean? You ain't finna be like, you know what I mean? You ain't finna come in there and blow this. You know what I mean? We got something cool. Some guys used to stick their head in the door and be like, oh man, that's corny. They in there singing choir songs and they doing this and that. And they yelling like, oh man, y'all going down there to that choir, man. That shit corny as hell. Now look, me and Mary, all the way from prison, back from like 2011, 2012, 13, and 14, back from 2011, 13 years later, we at the Bayou Film Festival, and we just took first place because she had a vision to come in here and work with somebody that society had counted out. A lot of people counted me out. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of people pointed their fingers and counted me out. She never counted me out. 13 years later, fast forward and look at us. We at the Bayou Film Festival in Louisiana, taking first place in a documentary short. Ain't no telling where God is about to do, man, in our life. Ain't no telling what's next. You dig what I'm saying? But I just got to tell you right now, I'm going to savor this moment, man, for this weekend. I'm tired. I'm finna go to bed. You dig what I'm saying? We got to go get something to eat. Go get me something to eat for work, man. But I'm going to go to bed. And Mary, I just got to tell you, man, I love you. You know what I mean? Straight up, I love you. And you, whew, you can't even put it into words. Auntie said, thank you. My niece Tasha, I love you. Okay, she talking to Tasha. Tasha, my cousin. My auntie Marianne is on deck. And then my other little cousin, Ebony, was on deck. My brother was on deck. I seen Chris on here. My cousin Toriano is on here. My sister Teresa's on here. And Rachel was on here too. So yeah, and then it's other people that's watching that ain't even tapped in, that ain't even logged in. So Mary, thank you. You know what I mean? She said trust. Some connections for the greatest of good. She just sent the hearts. But yeah, and so they just now hitting me right now, Mary, and they saying congratulations because I guess they figuring it out that we took first place for the documentary short, and that's kind of cool for dude for Rick to hit us back because he had a documentary short Him and his buddy, they had a documentary short, and then the lawyer and the one, her husband and them, whatever her name is, I got a card like right here. They had a documentary short. You know what I mean? The attorney, whatever her name, Veronica and them had they had a documentary short. But they all showed us love anyway. But we just took first place, and so that's good. Thank you, Auntie. She's like, congrats. Look, she called me sugar. She ain't gonna never stop calling me sugar. But that's my auntie, man. And so yeah, Auntie, we went down there, we took first place, man, and man, it was love. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. And so the definition of winning, what are we trying to say? Number one is God. You know what I mean? It's God's destiny. You know what I mean? One of my favorite scriptures is Ephesians 2:10. For you were created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand to be your way of life. And in some translations, it says that God prepared before the world was created to be your way of life. You were created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand to be your way of life. You dig what I'm saying? And he ain't just talking about me, he talking about everybody. But sometimes, you know what I mean, we can walk off onto our own path. So the definition of winning, first things first, you got to give him glory, you got to give him credit, you got to give him praise, you got to give him honor. You got to let him know that I'm grateful, even when I'm not winning, even when times is hard, when I'm struggling, when I'm going through the valley, because I know you taking me through that just for wisdom. So sometimes when you're going through some bad stuff, you got to count that as a win too, because you're learning something. So every day that you wake up, that's God telling you, you winning. You woke up, I got something for you to do. You dig what I'm saying? And so you got to take that as a win too. Number two, like I said, you are responsible for putting in the work. Can't nobody make you put in the work. You dig what I'm saying? And then when you run into, man, if I can't tell you nothing else, do not burn no bridges. Because the reason why I told you that story about my eyes and looking at the other lady that was in there as she was bending over, and then Mary catching eye contact with me, is because sometimes you can burn bridges by doing stupid stuff. And she was kind of like making eye contact with me to let me know, like, hey, I'm here to help. We're here to write songs. That's what we came here to do. You know what I mean? You want to write songs? I want to write songs because I'm good at writing songs. And so, and if she even brung out better stuff, you know what I mean? I started writing different songs, messing with her. And so, yeah, I tell you, don't burn no bridges, man. When God placed some good people in your life, make sure that you're being respectable. Make sure that you're showing them, love, and make sure that you keeping it 100 with them. As much as they pour into you, try to pour it back into them. And if you can't pour it back into them, pour it back into somebody else. Always pay it forward. If you pay it forward, God gonna bless you. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of times I be trying to sow seeds to other people just because I want God to bless me. And that's the reason why I'm always willing to show love to other people. So remember that. Stay focused. And every day that you get up, man, try to be better than what you was the day before. And God don't make no jump. So ain't no sense, getting down on yourself because he ain't down on you. You know what I mean? He ain't gave up on you and he ain't through with you. So why criticize and beat yourself up? Everybody that made a mistake, everybody that did something wrong. And so if people is pointing at you, talking bad about you, or they got something bad to say about you, guess what? Them is the people that you don't even need in your corner. You don't even need them around. So if anybody hating on you or throwing shade, let them throw shade because you need a little dirt to grow. You know what I mean? Let them throw dirt, let them do what they doing, and you just keep on winning. You dig what I'm saying? Because ever since I touched down, I ain't stopped. You know what I mean? I ain't stopped straight up. My cousin said, I'm gonna put that up there, Tosh. Tosh said he's already forgiven you, and that's the truth. I never sidestep and worry about what people got to say because, man, God, He loved me, and I know He loved me, and I love Him back. And I ain't gonna give up. I just ain't gonna stop. And I ain't gonna stop, trying to share with y'all, hoping that y'all, keep doing the same thing. And if I can help y'all and support y'all anyway, I'm here. You know what to do. Hit me, inbox me, call me, or whatever. I am gonna jump back on track with the haircuts, man. It's been rough. Mafio died 2 weeks ago, and then this week was busy. And so now we're just going to grind. I got three DJ gigs in 1 week. How you love that? The 15th, the 16th, and the 18th. I got three DJ gigs in 1 week, a Thursday, a Friday, and a Sunday. And so, like I said, man, 2024, the definition of winning, man, I'm going to stay busy. I'm going to keep trying to give it 100%. I'm going to keep trying to give love, showing love. You dig what I'm saying? And so, Let me know if there's anything that I can do. I'm going to get with my brother Overstreet. I seen him post something about his club, the academy for these young guys over here. So, big bro, if you need me to come through there and speak, let me know because I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going on record and saying it's this too. Um, if you want me to do free haircuts for the guys, you dig what I'm saying? Put them in the gym. Everybody that's in the gym that's been showing up on time and something like that. I don't know how you want to work it out. If you want to do something like that, that's cool. And one day I can load up the clippers and come through there and just give out some haircuts and chop it up and give them some knowledge. Let's keep feeding into these young dudes so they won't have to make some of the mistakes that we did and have to go to prison just to make this transition to do something positive. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm putting that on there. I didn't forget about you, Overstreet. Just had to deal with that death, and then this week this was a blessing, and so thank God for that. Thank God for y'all. Listen, man. Bare truth, man. Weekend was love. Thanks to Mary. Happy birthday to my auntie Mary Ann. I'm gonna let y'all go, man, so I can go find something to eat, man. Thank y'all. I'm gonna probably post some more stuff. She's showing me some more pictures. We got some more videos. We got some more stuff that we took, and but we was floating. We had we didn't really get no sleep. The plane was delayed leaving from ATL going to Baton Rouge. It was all the way behind. Then when we got there, it was raining. So when we got there like 2 o'clock in the morning, we had to get up super early and stuff like that. And so I tell you, man, I'm floating. I'm finna lay down. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm finna go get us something to eat and I'm finna lay down. But listen, I love y'all, man. Thank God for y'all. Thank God for Mariel Cohen. Thank God that he blessed my auntie Marianne for another year. And we definitely love you, auntie. So that's it. That's all, man. San Francisco and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I got some busting Air Force Ones. I just picked up some old school Supremes. I just got from down there, and they the Kansas City Chiefs colors. I might go get a jersey. Bare truth. I'm out. I love y'all, man.